Hi, everybody. My name is Jonna Dara Ernst, and I am a distinguished professor of early childhood education at Heartland Community College. And I am very excited today to share with you some guiding factors in modularization. And while these are Heartland centric, these are certainly global factors that guide modularization. The first guiding factor that I want to share with you is that each resulting credential must qualify for financial aid. And this is very much an access issue. So at Heartland, each of our credentials are aligned so that they qualify for financial aid, beginning with the ECE Gateways Level 2 credential. And as we all know, there are 12 competencies that comprise the Level 2 credential, plus 4 additional in their totality that make up that credential. And one of the important things to keep in mind is that those 4 additional are what create that alignment within institutions and the industry recognized credential for financial aid. And so I'll talk a little bit about how those 16 competencies or points, as they were formerly referred to, really create that alignment in terms of program plans for financial aid. Another really important thing to keep in mind is that all courses within each credential must contribute to the credential. And I want to spend a little bit of time talking about this because there's been a lot of discussion statewide. So the Gateways to Opportunity credentials are industry recognized credentials. And as industry recognized credentials, they provide external verification of an individual's qualifications or competence. Courses that contribute to industry recognized credentials are carefully designed with the competencies that learners need to be successful in the workplace. The content in these courses, therefore, is comprised of designated industry recognized competencies. Electives are an important part of unique program and community contexts and exist outside of the broad and diverse content that is included within industry recognized credentials. And again, just because there's been so much state discourse around this, I really wanted to emphasize those important points. The other thing I want to mention, and we thought this was so important at Heartland, is that there's no hidden prerequisites because those can really interfere with learner progress. So part of modularizing our content in alignment with the Gateways levels meant ensuring that those hidden prerequisites weren't there. So at level 2, for example, there's no concurrent reading or English prerequisite. There's not a Psych 101 prerequisite. So these requirements are introduced when they become credential requirements at level 3. So here's a specific example of that. So this is our level 3 program plan, and you can see English 101, general education courses, math prerequisite are all introduced right there when those become Gateways early childhood credential framework requirements. Now, I wanted to give a couple different examples here. Here's an example of level 2 that's specifically tied to financial aid. So you can see here where I've taken a snippet of the level 2 Gateways Early Childhood Credential Framework. You'll see at the bottom there where that's 16 points, competencies, formerly known as points. From the framework there, we see those 12 competencies there. We know that there's those 4 additional that comprise the totality of the credential. We know that's a significant number internally because that number is aligned with that 16 credit hour financial aid requirement. You can see in our program plan here at Heartland that we have those courses that align with those 12 competencies. And you can see where I've highlighted there, we've borrowed those 4 additional, here we see courses, but what's embedded in those courses are competencies that we've borrowed from level 3. So students not only are taking courses comprised of competencies that put them on the path towards earning their level 2 credential, but that those 4 extra competencies, 4 extra credit hours are contributing to their pathway towards their level 3. Here, I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about another example of program plans that are connected to our guiding factors. So resulting program plans, this is an example of level 2 and level 3 program plans tied to modularized courses. So we have an example here of foundations of Health, Safety, Nutrition 1, which is on the left, and Foundations of Health, Safety, and Nutrition 2, which is on the right. These are modularized versions of our Child 202, which is Health, Safety, Nutrition for the Young Child, which is a course that still exists. And we do have a webinar of our registrar, Cindy Alfano, who describes all the mapping that she has done for transferability records for those courses for our Heartland students. But I wanted to talk a little bit about how those courses are modularized by level and then how they are aligned to the Gateway's ECE credential framework, which you can see levels 2 and 3 below. So if we focus on the course on the right, Foundations of Health, Safety, and Nutrition for the Young Child 1 includes HSW 1 and HSW 2. Those 2 competencies are aligned to level 2, and you can see them down below in the level 2 framework. There are 2 credit hours assigned to those courses. We know that not all competencies are the same in terms of their course credit weight, so to speak. So there are 2 credit hours assigned to those. And then on the left, we have 3 competencies, HSW 3, 4, and 5, that are assigned to that 1 credit hour course. So that is how that is broken out. And that is how that appears in the program plan. For those of you who know the Gateway's ECE credential framework very well, you'll also know that there is another HSW at level 4. That HSW is placed in our practicum class. So you can see how this modularization also informs program plans and then is reflected in and reflective of the framework. So how everything aligns overall. So thank you. This is a brief overview of how guiding factors, what our guiding factors were, and how in turn they influenced our program plans. And please feel free to contact me if you have any questions at all.